Morning, guys. It's April the 14th. I'm Henry Green from London Trading Group. I'm just going to run through what we're looking for in the market for today. So Euro, after that close below the 200 moving average yesterday and the break of this counter trend line that we had in, finally did move lower. So it's broken out of this range that's been in for the last sort of 8 days now. And so that momentum that was all stored up has been broken, and we've seen that D hit on the short side very, very quickly. So we are down there now. So if I just put the next fib in, so this is what I'm looking for now. It's equivalently looks like it's going to overrun, which is kind of expected due to the nature of how much energy that built up. I do expect this to probably get down towards sort of 12.30. I've got a level down at 12.20, so maybe we just run a little bit further, spike into that, and then maybe we get the pullback from there. So that's my kind of plan at the moment in the euro dollar, of where we're potentially going to get to. It looks like it wants to pull back to there, but should we then hit that 12.20 and then we pull back again, we're then looking down towards 11.80 is the next target, and I think probably where this one could hold before going higher, because that then doesn't take the lows out of the previous move in terms of the swing on the day. So that makes sense if euro has maybe another swing down, but certainly if it gets down towards 112.20, 112.30 area, I think a buy down there back up towards the 13.20 area is probably quite a good idea. So that's probably what I'm looking for in the euro today. Cable's an interesting one. So it's done. It broke this inner trend line yesterday, and we have travelled all the way down now to the outer. So we are at this one up. What I'm expecting actually is a blip through to 141, and then potentially a push higher, maybe retest that trend line before then carry and continue on lower, with 140.50 the first target, and then continuation down to 140. So if we get that first move now, so say we just blip a little bit lower and we go and hit that, the D line's nicely up down here, so I'm looking for that 140 move. So we maybe get that pull back into the 78.6, and then we go, and 140 being the target on the short side in cable. So that looks like a good one. Cable looked very, very weak yesterday. Just kind of gave back all its gains over the last couple of days, and I do expect this to travel lower now. And we are continually making these lower highs and lower lows as well on the day as well. So that makes a lot of sense for cable to come off once more. And I do like this down to at least 140.50. Should we get that pullback, 140.50 being the first target, then maybe go again with just under 140 being the final target. So maybe it take a couple of days, maybe we have an indecision day in there as well, one where we just go sideways, but I think certainly 140 looks like it wants to be taken on as the next level. Okay, dollar yen. So dollar yen's held up nicely at the bottom there. We reached the 127 and it held, so that was the first target hit, and we are just pulling back now. So it's broken through this hourly outer trend line as well, so this is important. It's quite a key line for me that was in. So we've broken through this one, and now we expect it to potentially go and take on that outer trend line, which would be a long way out. So how can we get out there? Well, we've had the first D hit, we got up to 109.40, pulled back perfectly to 109, and I think the move up to 110 is pretty straightforward now. That's my next level of resistance up. Only thing to note is that we've closed bang on the 8 moving average on the day, so that one has been holding nicely, and when this move was a continuation move down. So just be wary that it could hold up at this 8 moving average on the day before then going lower. So I need a close above that for me to be sure this market is going to trade higher. But certainly for today, it looks like 110 could be approached. So how are we going to get there? Well, if we make this the first lower high here, so if we just bang this line in, all I'm looking for is this to make a high low and then go through the high. So I'm looking for sort of 109.50 to be taken out, and then maybe an add through 109.55 sort of area, or maybe a full position through there, and then we're going to look to take that up to 110 with a stop under sort of 109.30. Gives about a 1-to-1, but if there is some momentum in this market, then that should get there pretty quickly. So I'm looking for that in dollar yen today. Dollar CAD's held up quite nicely, again at the lows. I didn't actually have a level where it stopped here. At this 127.50, so if we just put the fibs on the downside in, there must be a reason why it stopped there. Let's put them in. Okay, so we're just a little bit through the 127. See, I'd almost say that was a target hit. Oh, why hasn't it counted it? Okay, so anyway, that should be a target hit basically in dollar CAD for me. I'm just going to check them afterwards, but certainly for me it looks like now that was the reason we stopped, and we could just push higher as a consequence of that now. So we've hit that D, and if we just put this in, where can we see this going on the hour? Look back up towards 130, 129.50 area, and that makes good sense as well. We're lining up with what the daily levels are saying as well. I've got my next level back up towards 129.50, through 129.50, 130.20 is my next one. But certainly this looks like at the moment that it wants to get up get up there. So the next fib target takes us up to 129.25, and should we then hit that and we get that pullback, we then go up towards 130 or up to 129.90. So just wait to see whether that happens. This is the second fib off the bottom, so this one could overrun. You might get this one shooting through, so just be careful of that. But 129.50 looks like a good level. I like that up there. So maybe we get that rally up to there, and then we find the rejection. Maybe it wants to go and find that 21 moving average again that it's rejected off so many times, and that's just a little bit higher than 130 at the moment. So just be careful of that area as well. Aussie's gone through its inner as well, and we look like we're going to go and have a go at the outer trend line here that you can see on my 60-minute chart. On the daily, we've taken out that the left shoulder as well, so this is now potentially looking to take on the highs. However, yesterday's indecision bar it's a bit of a rejection really off the highs of 77.15, and I do potentially like that to maybe just have another holding day before we then push higher. If it's going to go higher like 77.50, and we've actually talked about this coming, it nearly actually got there. It nearly got to 76.15. We got as low as 76.18 on the hour. So if we manage to get maybe another blip lower, then we can take this up to 77.50. Other than that, I'd say that 77.50 is still quite a good target, and I'll certainly be looking for that. So if we get again that move higher in the Oz today, so the one I'm going to be looking for, that's been taken out now. So if we just put this line in, as you can see it here. So if we make that first, first high low, and then we go up through sort of 76.60, I'll be looking to take that all the way up to 77.50 before I close out, and maybe an initial position to sell that up there and a fade up there. So I think that makes sense. Kiwi sold off overnight, so I think that's a move missed at the moment for me. I can't really touch that. You're probably just looking for good areas to get into this. However, it's a bit risky to be playing this on the long side at the moment with the aggression that it's sold off on. However, what I do like about this one is that this outer trend line has held really, really well. It held really, really nicely in the past as well. So I'm just going to make sure that I've got the exact point, which I have. So it's not closed, I don't believe, below it. So no, as soon as it's closed below it, then it's out. But at the moment, it looks like it could just hold up here, and it looks like an overextension on the D as well. So that could be useful. So that could be like a D, and then we're looking for a pullback maybe in towards 68.65. I've got a level at 68.50, so that could be quite a good buy back up to there should it hold at this trend line. So that's what I'm looking for, and then you can obviously close it if it breaks through it. So a few ideas today, guys. As I said, click subscribe to never miss a video again. Hope that's been useful, and I will speak to you tomorrow. Thanks very much.